If you want to have a happy self, you gotta have to balance the three of them. Because if you're depressed, stressed, sleep deprived, if you have a poor diet, or if you have a sedentary lifestyle, forget about willpower. You're not gonna have the energy to have any will. Hello everyone, this is Inspired Tuesday number 62. Because our team at Icon Dental Center believes that starting the day motivated and inspired sets up the rest of the day for success. We bring posts to our morning huddles, and it has been so positive to our team that we decided to share it with you and hope to motivate and inspire you as well. Today the topic is develop willpower. Willpower is highly correlated with accomplishing personal goals. And willpower is that mental strength and attitude that you consciously do things you must do even when you don't feel like it. I have in here 3 tips to help our team and you to develop willpower. I'll talk about 2 tips, bring 1 quote, and then 1 more tip. Enjoy! Tip number 1 is finish what you started. I know a lot of us in here agree that it's way easier to start a project than to finish it. Because in the beginning, we're all like full of energy, all excited and very creative to start something. And by the time it's in the middle, towards the end, you're so tired that you go like, why did I put myself into? Why did I even start it? And that happens a lot with this New Year's resolution. How many people you know that they're like, oh, the year is gonna start, it's New Year, and then I'm gonna join the gym, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna find a new job, I'm gonna do this and that, register in a class, and then by the time it's March, February, or even February, people start to like, go down and not follow through. The reason is it's because it takes a lot of will to keep going and finish a project. However, every time you finish a project, this is gonna give you and teach you to have more will. It's like a muscle and you gotta develop it. So it's like, make sure to finish a project. That's how it's gonna have and gonna teach you to keep finishing a project. And it could be in the most random thing, anything you do in your life. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. So I'm gonna give you a random example, what I try to do to myself, and then you can see it. So every time I'm cooking dinner, so I go in the kitchen, the way it started, cook the dinner. By the time I'm done, I don't just leave the stuff, oh, I'm tired, I'm done eating, then I leave everything in the sink. I finish it, clean everything, mop everything, and I even mop the floor. Because I started cooking, the floor doesn't look the same as the beginning, so I finish it. By the time I leave the kitchen, it look exactly, perfectly clean. So I finish the thing, the whole, it's not only cooking dinner. You have to finish the whole thing that you started. And that's how we are. We create this culture at work. So when we have lunch as a team, everyone take their own thing and they finish. They have their dishes, they finish, lunch is over, you take your stuff and clean your dishes. It's like a culture, literally, because we have that thing with us that your task is only finished when it's completed. And that's how we do everything. Like even when you start an email, when you start a task as a team or at work, outside work, you gotta have that thing that you have to finish what you started, and that literally is gonna make you develop will and keep doing and keep having will to finish the things or the projects or the goals that you have. Very important to develop will. Tip number 2 is get your body on board. The body, the mind, and the soul are extremely tied together. And if you wanna have a happy self, you gotta have to balance the 3 of them. Because if you're depressed, stressed, sleep deprived, if you have a poor diet, or if you have a sedentary lifestyle, forget about willpower. You're not gonna have the energy to have any will. And the easiest way to start adjusting to this is with physical exercise. Because if you start in your body, then pretty soon your mind and your soul is gonna follow. They're gonna follow. So, start by exercising, right? And there's 2 things in there that's gonna help you. First, you're gonna become healthier. And in the second, you're gonna learn how to do the hard things. Very, very important to exercise. For me, I see like health is totally a priority because I do need the energy to operate at the level that I operate. I do a lot of work, and if I wanna keep giving back to my family and to everybody that I help, I have to really be healthy. So many people depend on my health, and I do too. So this is the first thing. The second is, how does it teach me to do the hard things? Because I do go regularly to the gym, but ask me the question, do I like going to the gym? I absolutely hate it. I never liked it, but sometimes I have to drag myself to the gym. But you know, this is so good for me. Like, I never skip it. You know, I can drag, and sometimes like, oh, today I'm so busy, let me just skip it. I end up going after. I have to go. And the reason I see this is so important is because, you know, if I can do the things that I don't want to do, that's really training my brain and my body to not always only do things that I want to do the easy way, right? Sometimes there's a hard conversation that I need to have, or there's a situation I need to face at work or anywhere. And, you know, just by training my body to do the things I don't want to do, just like going to the gym, just because it is important. It's important to have the conversation, so I have to do it. It's important to go to the gym, so I'll go. So when you train to think like that, that will make you develop the muscle of the willpower. And you're definitely gonna develop your own muscle by doing that too. So make sure to get your body on board, and that's gonna totally help you to develop your willpower.
A quote from Robert Burton: "The men who succeed are the efficient few. They are the few who have the ambition and willpower to develop themselves."
Tip number 3 is choose empowering words. Let me make this simple in here and easy. If you use empowering words and self-affirmation words, this is gonna give you self-control. There's this one study in this journal for psychology, you know, it's social psychology, and they talk about these 2 words, you know, even though they're both in the negative, I can't and I don't. The word I don't it's way more effective for having people stick to a plan and complete it, you know. And because the word I can't is totally awful. It's literally showing you your limitation. It's almost saying, I don't want to do it, and you cannot, like, you're limited and you cannot do it. It's, you know, it's very disempowering. And just to show you guys in here, like, the importance of choosing words, I have an awesome assistant at work, and she was having in the beginning at some point a hard time getting temporaries for the crowns that we make. And she's done many of them very good, but you know, this one time it got harder. And once she started saying, come to me and I really can't do temporaries, I can't. You know, instead of thinking of, look at all these other ones that I did right, I'm like, I can't. It totally started to decrease. It's almost like every single time you can't. And they were like, okay, this is not really a good, even way to face this. And, you know, I made sure to have this conversation, and just, it was easy. Like, you know, she's very competent. She could see the ones that she could do it, but the word I can't was totally limiting and getting all this negativity and not having this person step up. And amazing. Once she stopped saying the word I can't, and she started to think of what she could, literally today she can teach anyone how to do a temporary. It is amazing. She's like totally stepped up. It's the word that she was using, and all this negative, like she couldn't do maybe the last 2 or 3. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. You can't be, you're totally limiting yourself to not be able to even overcome that. It's not like, hey, I need some help. This one was a hard temporary. I need help to get it done. But when you say I can't, you already like closed it. You can't. Like, I cannot even help you if you say I can't. So here we go, my friends. Words have power. So make sure that you use empowering words for yourself too. I hope you guys like the topic and the quote today, and I'd love to hear from you. What one of those 3 tips that resonate the most with you? Please leave me comments below, and I'd love to connect with you, and let me know if there's any topic that you'd like us to talk about, and we can definitely connect like that too. You know, there's always topics in common that we can find, and we can totally talk about it. Just leave me comments below, and I'll make sure to talk about it. And if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can keep getting notifications, and make sure to also like our page on Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.